Good morning. It is now October 20th. Another cool morning out here. We just got down to freezing last night, so there's a little bit of frost and everything, but let's take a look and see what's going on today. Well, interior barley showing a little bit of frost from last night. You can see it's not dead, but it has significantly been damaged by the frost we got last weekend and last week. So it's definitely suppressed. It's not really actively growing, just kind of sitting here for now. Some of the canola regrowth is still looking frosted, but still alive. You can see we've got a couple more cotyledons coming up down here, emerging. So they will probably continue to get kind of burned off by frost as it comes. So probably not much of a concern here anymore. Out here by McGrath, taking a look at this field that got seeded into fall rye a couple weeks ago. So far, I mean, you can see kind of a green effect across the field, but that's because we're on canola stubble. It's mostly volunteer canola. So we do have some spots where we got some pretty good rye emergence, but then other spots where it's pretty poor. We had some very dry soil conditions down here. They didn't get the moisture here on Thanksgiving weekend that we did around Lethbridge and Nobleford, but you can see we do have a whole bunch of rye that's just starting to come out of the ground. So hopefully another week or two, hopefully this week, if we continue to have, some warmer daytime temperatures, we should get pretty good emergence here. There is a little bit of moisture in the ground here now, but yeah, not a whole lot compared to Lethbridge area. This field of winter wheat stubble has just been sprayed with Fierce in the last few days. This field is going to be going into lentils, which is an excellent choice for this field. It's been kind of a little bit of a dry pocket here for the last few years and kind of been struggling a little bit. So this has cleaned up the field here significantly. Using that, half liter of glyphosate as surfactant with the Fierce has cleaned up the last few sow thistles that were in this field. So things are looking pretty good. No more reason to look at this field till spring. Well, the Canada thistle is still looking no worse for the wear after all the frost. You can see very little damaged tissue on it, which means it's still very good conditions for spraying Canada thistle, as well as any dandelions if you have thick patches of them. Good time to take care of them here this fall and get rid of those rosettes before they cause a problem next year. Well, last night we only seemed to get down to a low of about 4 or 5 degrees, so spraying weather should be excellent today. It is currently 7-8 degrees, so still waiting for it to warm up a little bit more. We want it to certainly be above 10 degrees, 15 if at all possible, but we may or may not get there. But aside from spraying for things like thistles and dandelions, there is some other things we should be considering doing at this time of the year. Lots of our Gowan products like Edge, Avidex, Fortress are all pretty much best applied this time of the year. Save yourself a little bit of work in the spring by getting those down now, as long as you know what your rotation is and you have them worked in properly. There's also some other products, Humaterra Biological. We can also get that broadcast and worked in this time of the year as well. That's an excellent product if you're looking to boost some nutrient cycling, as well as Replenish Fertilizer, which is a very cost-effective way getting your phosphate and your potash needs with something like HESO or Rebuilder done here this fall, or even over the winter it can be broadcast. So that is an excellent way to get those products out of your drill, save yourself some time in the spring with fewer fills. So if you're looking for more information on any of those products or pricing on them or anything like that, talk to me or to any of the rest of us at AgroPlus and we'll get you all set up. Well, here I'm back at that field of oats that last week was showing quite a bit of frost damage, and you can really see it is definitely still showing. So all these panicles that were, a lot of them were only just emerged or emerging. Some were starting to fill in milk stage, and they're pretty much all done now. So they are basically, these panicles have just frosted off, so they're not going to fill out. They're all white. You can see a lot of the stem integrity starting to fail. A lot of them are starting to lodge, fall over down here. So there'll still be some grazing and stuff in here, but if it wasn't for that frost, we would have had a little bit better quality. Well, it's another windy Friday. We have a pretty good Chinook arch formed off to the west here now. Had some pretty good winds overnight. If it wasn't for the wind, spraying weather this week would have been a whole lot nicer, but it is what it is. This particular field did get sprayed with Blackhawk here this week, and you can start to see some effect on some of these weeds here already. You can see we do have some winter annuals in here. We do have some shepherd's purse. You can see it is starting to see some leaf curling going on here. You can see a little bit of spotting in there from some of the group 14 that was in there. So that's nice to see. Probably get good control on that. Dandelions, we got some purpling, we got some spotting, and some of the mallow is definitely showing some of the effects from the frost in the last couple of weeks here. But even the plants that aren't showing frost damage are showing some herbicide damage, so we should get good control on a lot of our weeds in here, hopefully especially on the dandelions. So we'll see how things go. Winter wheat fields this week are looking pretty good. This field has gotten off to a pretty good establishment, especially here on this side where it has been worked and manured. Stand is looking very good in here so far. You can see we are seeing some winter annuals in here now. We got some stinkweed and stuff that is up in here now, and also a bunch of chickweed has started to germinate in here. So some of this is probably going to survive and be a rosette in the spring. Some will probably winter kill. So we'll have to monitor this in the spring and take care of this as needed. Well, I think that will be it for this week and potentially the season for the weekly field update videos. I think as of next week, the weather is going to be a little cooler. I think there's going to be a lot less going on out in the field. So I think these videos will come to an end for the season, but never fear, there will be other videos come out throughout the winter, just different formats, probably product specific or recordings of webinars. So stay tuned for those as they come. So thanks for watching this season. I really appreciate the feedback that I get from you guys. It's always nice to hear when you enjoy the videos. So we will see you next time.